Okay, so anyways, today what we're going to be talking about is just where we personally find like the season 4 tier list to be, just in general. I think it's an interesting place where season 4 is right now. I personally like it a lot, but there's some stuff that I'm like, hey man, there's some improvements that could be made. So here's like the big one right now for me. We're gonna be organizing stuff right now. So anyways, we got our tier characters like right over here, and then I'm just gonna be shifting this like up and down for whenever I see things fit. So we're gonna be like going from like low tier to like high tier basically. Or maybe even like actually top tier is a little bit easier to determine than low tier, but let's start with low tier. Let's be fun. Okay, so I want to say like the worst character in the game is probably actually, yeah, I think like the worst character in the game probably is Nash. I kind of want to say. I know that's kind of like not a popular opinion, but I don't think Nash has particularly anything good for him going on. He has okay offense, but like some of the worst defense in the game. I feel like most of the time whenever Nash is getting stuff done, it's because of like the inadequacy of the player and less of him like being like particularly oppressive. So like I want to say like Nash is like pretty low on the list of characters. Like I want to say like Nash and I think Ed like might have like some stuff going for him. Like I actually think Ed is a better character than Nash. And let's change actually the words. I don't like the phrase has faults. So we'll just put worse and better. Because like I think like if I put like characters more well-rounded, I'll still be like, no, but this character's still better. So we'll put worse, better. So over here is for characters that are like better, but like around the same like tiers. And then over there is like worse along the tier list. So we won't really have like anyone here for the upper half at least. So, actually, wait, let's... No, I was gonna say maybe have like a potential and like discovered, but I think that's a whole like different tier list. But let's try. Okay, sorry, I was just trying to see how loud my music was. Okay. So, I think that maybe we're gonna put, yeah, I'll put Nash as the worst character in the game, personally. For my own personal taste, I think Nash has, like, the least amount of potential. I actually even think Vega is better. So I'll put Nash right over here. So Nash is a solid last place. And then, like, I'll move, like, the characters, like, a little bit up or so. Vega, I think, is not great. A lot of Vega's issues is that he has like ridiculously like flawed defense, and his offense, like he can do damage, but he has to basically spend his entire meter to get anything done, and I think that's kind of poor. So Vega, I think like is a character that you need to use a ton of resources to get what stuff that other characters would get for free, basically. Like they wouldn't even have to use meter. As a Karin player, I have to like. Whenever Vega like does a damaging combo on me, I'm like, oh shoot, use like 2 bars, and then I could do like relatively close enough to the same damage by using like 1 bar or almost no bars sometimes. So yeah, I put Vega over here, and next up I'd probably put Ed. I don't think Ed is as bad as people say he is, but I don't think he's good either. I think the one thing that makes Ed like stand above is that he has a good V-trigger. Both these characters, their V-triggers kind of suck to various degrees. I think Vega's V-trigger 2 has like uses, but V-trigger 1 is like pretty much useless. And I think that like Ed has 2 good V-triggers. Like his first V-trigger is actually pretty good in that like it sets up for like his own offense and kind of like shifts it to Ed's game. So basically like whenever Ed turns on V-trigger, it's like, okay, you have to respect him now. And I think like having that kind of V-trigger is actually quite nice. So I would not go as far as saying Ed like is pretty much useless. I would say that like Nash and Vega, like, it's a very, very hard climb. I've seen, like, good Vegas, but, like, Nash, like, it just seems like a character that everyone's abandoned by now. So, I would put Ed, then Nash, or then Vega, then Ed. There's Ed, then Vega, then Nash. Excuse me. Next up, I would put Kage right over here. So he has a good mix of V-Trigger. It's alright. Yeah, I'm making... No, just the character tier list. I'm just talking about characters in general. Kage is a character that I think you lose to because you don't understand him, and less because he's particularly oppressive. I think most of the time with Kage, the issue that people have is like, hey, Kage, like, just, like, screwed me over because, like, I didn't know this particular setup. I rarely think it's because, like... I rarely think that it's because, like, he has anything, like, particularly, like, obnoxious. Like, I don't think he has anything that is, like, overpowered, I guess is the phrasing I want to use for Kage. I think he still has a lot of time to discover. In fact, I kind of don't feel comfortable putting Kage in the tier list, because, like, the only person I've seen, like, use Kage, or two people, is, like, Sakonoko whenever he pulls out his Kage. And, like, the only person I actually have seen, like, in terms of, like, the pros who, like, put any significant time into Sako, into Kage is, Alex Valle. And so, like, I don't really feel comfortable putting Kage, like, on a tier list particularly, because I don't think he's been discovered yet. I think Kage can be good. If we're making, like, a potentially good characters tier list, I think I would put Kage, like, higher. And also, you guys are welcome to chime in. If you guys, like, disagree with something that I say, like, by all means, call me an idiot. No, just, like, let me know. Yeah, at this point, yeah, Sako and, like, Valle are the only people who have put any significant amount of time into Kage. And I'm just not comfortable just, like, saying, yeah, Kage just sucks. It's like, well, not a lot of people have put time into him. But, usually only... Yeah, that's basically it. It seems that, Sako pulls out, like, Kage, like, in a situation that it just doesn't seem good for him. It's like, oh, Menat does not do well in this matchup, so Kage plays, like, Rushdown. The thing that kind of sucks about Kage is that he's in the same game as Akuma, and he kind of falls into the thing of, like, you would fall in with Ken, or even Ryu sometimes, of, like, why don't you play goddamn Akuma? He's just, like, way better about it. So, yeah, this is just straight up regular tiers. We're just talking straight up regular, plain Jane tier list. But yeah, like, Kage is kind of just like a, if you're gonna play Kage, why not just play Akuma? This guy is a lot more handsome right over here. But I like his V-Trigger, though. I think his V-Trigger is actually pretty cool. And, like, I feel like whenever he does his V-Trigger, he actually has a really cool, like, mix-up situation where he teleports back and forth. And I think that's really cool. Yeah, the Butler outfit, yeah, that does up him a little bit. But, like, I think, like, if you're going to be playing, like, Kage, it's like, yeah, he feels like half a character right now. I think if they make a Season 4.5, Kage, spoilers! Yeah, you know who I'm going to put at top. But, like, yeah, Kage just feels like a character that's not complete yet, and I think Capcom does that on purpose, and I like their mentality of, like, they release a character, and then half a season or a season later, they're like, this is what we intend the character to be, so, like, they, like, put in things that they feel the character is missing, and then they feel more rounded. I think Falk is an example of that. Urian, Cody, G, even Sagat. Like, it just feels like most of these characters, like, started off being a bit ho-hum, but then, like, Capcom added what was appropriate to their character archetype, and they felt, like, more complete. I won't say they were, like, all the cases are amazing, but, like, they're more complete. So that's where I put Kage right now. So now we're going to be going to just, like, mid-tiers. These are the low tiers. I don't feel Street Fighter V has a lot of low tiers. I think, like, most characters are viable, if not all. I still see Nash's who do, like, good work. But I will still say most of the time when I see Nash's win, it's just, like, I think it's a matter of unfamiliarity. So we're going to talk about mid-tiers now. Let's say Blanca is a mid-tier. Let's move this up. It's actually bothering me. Yeah, Blanca, I think, is a mid-tier character through and through. He has a stupid V-Trigger. It's a stupid V-Trigger. But, like, I think that's where the majority of his game comes. I think Blanca's entire game is just to frustrate you. I don't think his, like, game is, like, particularly oppressive. Like, he has a lot of plus buttons, but, like, the thing about Blanca is once he gets knocked down, he only has one reversal option, and, like, 90% of the time, it just, like, leaves him wide open. So it's just, like, why would you want to do anything, like, if you're, like, knocked down as Blanca? Because, like, okay, well, I'm just gonna mash DP, and most of the time it just gets baited. Yeah, he is confusing. I think that's the thing. I think that Blanca is more disorienting than anything. That's why I say his V-Trigger 2 is dirty, because sometimes it's just, like, very vague on what direction you're supposed to block him. So, like, I put, like, Blanca just as a mid-tier, but I don't think he's bad by any means. I think he can do a lot of work, and he has one of the best V-Triggers in the game. But, like, his buttons are not particularly, like, fantastic. But, like, his specials are not particularly fantastic when he's on defense, but they do their job on offense. I think Blanca is just more obnoxious than good. I think if you, like, sit down and you're patient, Blanca just is a lot less scary. So next up, I think, is Juri. I think Blanca is better than Juri, and she can do conversions fine. She has a pretty good crush counter. Her forward heavy kick is good. It's pretty plus. It does its job, basically, but I think, like, the big issue Juri has is that she just doesn't have, like... She's too basic, I guess. Most of her, like, good stuff is just, like, an extension of just being basic. And I think, like, a player like Just a Kid is just good at the game. I think, like, if Just a Kid, like, if Just a Kid played any other character, he'd still be just as amazing as he is. I think it's just the fact that he's just a good player, and not so much his character. I think he makes Juri work, versus Juri making it work for him. And, she's just mostly, like, a character that, like, once you figure out her, like, what she's trying to do, she doesn't have any surprises. She has that V-skill, but the V-skill is incredibly reactable, and most of the time it's a surprise move. It's like, surprise, I'm gonna do the V-skill at the end of a round. Like, it's not something you can really particularly use in neutral unless the other person doesn't know that it's a side switch, so, like... And yeah, the V-trigger is not great. It's okay, but, like, so here's my, argument on V-triggers. Some characters have V-triggers that make their move lists, like, even better, and I think those are great V-triggers, but then there's some, like, V-triggers that I'm just like, oh, that should have just been part of their repertoire to begin with. I don't think Juri should have had, like, charging, specials. Like, I think that should have just been part of her repertoire to begin with. And I think the fact that, like, that's not a, like, part of, like, their own, like, move list from the beginning of the game just kind of, like, makes it so it's like, oh, Juri's, like, potential opens up whenever she has V-Trigger, and she kind of feels, like, subpar without V-Trigger. And I think that's not a great idea for a character, and, like, the way they would have to rework it is just to outright remove the V-Trigger. Yeah, exactly. I think, like, removing it makes it, like... Or removing it in neutral until V-Trigger just makes them a worse character until V-Trigger starts, and then when they have it, they're a pretty alright character. She is a good character. Oh my god, they are playing the same song over and over. We're gonna put on some anime music for a little bit. But, I think... sorry about this. I like anime music. This is the stuff I listen to when I play Ranked. But, like, yeah, I think Juri's, like, move list in V-Trigger should have just been in her move list to begin with, and she should have had a different V-Trigger, and I think that's frustrating for Juri. But, yeah, I think she's fine, but I don't think she's amazing. So, that's about, like, all I would consider, like, just this plain Jane mid-tiers. Actually, no. I want to put Fong a little bit higher. I think people don't get... No, Fong's here. I'll put Fong here. I think he's the best out of the average. Fong's alright. Most of the crap he gets away with is character and familiarity. But, like, if someone knows how to fight Fong, the big issue is just him playing keep away. He is a super keep away character. But once you get in, he kind of just is at your mercy, and his, like, escape options are often throwable, and it's kind of hilarious. At best, it's throwable. At worst, you can just punish it with a normal, and that's hilarious. Like, if Fong does V-reversal, there's a huge percent of the chance, like, as soon as you see the flash, you can just literally just press your normal button and punish him. I can literally do a low confirm into Tenko, and punish him. He gets punished off of doing his defensive option, and that's so stupid. Ed as well. Ed is another character who has that as well, actually. I think that also is the reason why Ed's not great. So I would put Phong in mid tier because, like, once you get in on him, and if you know what he's trying to do, a lot of his, like, obnoxious stuff just, like, goes away. Like, most of the obnoxious stuff about Phong is because of the fact people just don't know what he's trying to do, or they don't fight Phong very often. I have a friend named Nova Spec, and he plays Phong, and he's really good with him, but, like, most of the time I just feel bad for him, because I'm like, oh god, it just feels like you have to work in spite of your character. And I think that's where, like, all of these characters are, of, like, you're good in spite of your character, not because of your character. So yeah, Phong is right over here. I think he's pretty alright. If he gets, like, his, like, keep away game, it's obnoxious, like, Dhalsim levels obnoxious, but once he gets in, he doesn't have a ton of options. His options are very, like, linear. Okay. So, Balrog. He's not as obnoxious as he was in Season 2, for sure. He's still really good. His dash punches, you have to check him. His turnaround punch is okay, I guess. It's kind of like a get out of, like, jail move sometimes, like, if someone's being predictable. But I think the biggest issue with Balrog is, like, once the person, like, just doesn't, like, give him free dash punches, it's just really hard. Like, Balrog has to make a lot of hard reads, and a lot of his hard reads, if he screws up, he gets punished hard. So, Balrog is alright. Like, he's pretty good, but I won't say, like, he's obnoxious. I think the reason why he's over here and not over here is because his V-Trigger one is amazing. It does absurd damage, it gives him a lot of pressure, it lets him be obnoxious. He still has to do, like, the unsafe overhead stuff to get the mix-ups, but, like, the reward is so much damage, but he still has to risk stuff. Alex, he's better? Last season I would have put him here. Yeah, he's better, I guess. His forward heavy punch is stupid, I guess, because he could just, like, press it over and over and over and then be like, hey man, I got a crush. But I think, like, the thing about Alex is, like, once you get in on him, he's, like, afraid of you, and that's kind of silly, because it's like, hey, he's a grappler, he should be, like, you getting in on a grappler should actually be something you should want to do, because you're like, oh god, he could throw me now. But with Alex, like, my game is like, okay, I'm just gonna get in and I'm just not gonna let him get up because he doesn't have many reversal options. He just has to sit down and respect half the stuff. His only really great button is, like, forward heavy punch, and then the rest of his buttons are okay. Like, his jab is okay. His heavy kick is only good if you get, like, a stun, and then you get to do the I'm all warmed up and then do that. His V-Trigger is good for YouTube. It's not a bad V-Trigger, but it's very baitable. I think a good player can make it work, but, like, a player who is trying to be gimmicky gets punished so hard for it, and I think, like, he suffers so hard. Yeah, Alex is a Twitter main, basically. The only people who play Alex are people who genuinely love him, like your gunfights, your prototypes, like, the people who genuinely love that man, and will stand to him till the ends of the earth. And then the other people who want to be on YouTube, basically. I am convinced that there are, like, the amount of Alex players, like, they just love that character. Like, I think the majority of Alex players just love him. Like, they're like, because I'm like, why do you guys put up with him? Like, there are so many other characters you could play, why are you playing Alex? And it's like, they just love the character. And it's kind of inspiring how they still stick with the character, despite the fact that he suffers so much. Yes, this is Fate Zero. Yeah, this is the first opening of Fate Zero. I like this song a lot. I'm gonna get flagged, by the way, because of this song. Because Sony Japan hates it whenever I put on anime music. So I have to, like, get the archives really quickly and put it on YouTube before my entire stream gets muted. But yeah, Alex is, like, alright. I think he's much better. He has Oki now. Well, better Oki now. So, like, I would put Alex here. I think Alex is pretty good now. Pretty good. Not great. Pretty good. I remember people were like, oh my god, Alex is so good after, like, the buffs that he got. I don't really agree with that, but, like, I do think he's much better now. Yeah. I love Fate music. But yeah, like, Alex is good. I will not say he's amazing, but, like, when Alex gets a knockdown, he has O'Keefe going for him. Yeah, they are. That's the issue. Season 1 Alex was so good. Season 1 Alex is so good because the big deal about Season 1 Alex was that, like, he was a grappler with great buttons, and there's another character that got great buttons. And then Capcom was like, who's Alex? Who's Alex? No, there's only one grappler who's allowed to have great buttons. And then, like, Alex just kind of got, like, forgotten. And, like, that's just what happened. I'm just like, no, Alex in Season 1 was so cool because he had amazing buttons and had, like, pretty good, like, mind games going on with him. Like, his core focus wasn't grappling. His core focus was his buttons. And then Capcom just, like, forgot to balance Alex afterwards. They're like, oh, whatever. He's whatever, man. It is what it is. Okay. So, over here, Alex, Balrog, pretty good. So now we're gonna get to, like, yeah, they can do damage, basically. So I put Laura here. Laura is more, like, I think people don't give Laura players enough credit. Laura is a risky character. Like, she is super risky, and I think people kind of, like, think that Laura is stupid because, like, they play, like, the Platinum Lauras who are just, like, throwing buttons and flipping around, like, flipping and dipping around. But it's just, like, you can flip and dip with all the characters in this game. That's not a Laura thing. That's just a fighting game thing. Like, you'll play wacky players who play anyone. So I think because not Laura gets a bad rep, but, like, I think Laura players, like, good Laura players, like, actually have to put in a lot of effort to be good with her because most of her moves are a risk. Her Thunderclap is a risk. Her dash is a risk. Her grabs are a risk. And, like, if she gets, like, punished, she gets punished really hard because she has so many frames of recovery on her stuff. So, like, I think whenever people, like, say, like, Laura is stupid, I'm just like, well, you're saying Street Fighter V is stupid, and by that you're saying fighting games are stupid because people do stupid crap with all the characters all the time. But, like, her rewards are actually pretty good, and I like her V-Trigger 1. I think her V-Trigger 1 is solid. I don't think it's, like, the best in the game, but I think it is a, like, B-level V-Trigger. Whereas, like, over here, like, the V-Triggers, I'd be, like, D, F for one of them, and D for the other. Like, B as well. C, A, C. Oh, let's go back to Fong real quick. Fong's V-Trigger 2, that should be part of his repertoire. That should straight up be a part of his repertoire. I don't understand why Fong's, like, V-Trigger 2 is a V-Trigger. I'm like, no, it should just be a part of his regular move list. It gives his fireballs actual threat. Because, like, whenever Fong, like, throws, like, a fireball, he's like, shoot! And I'm just like, ah, shut up, Fong, I don't care. I'll just dash into your fireball. I don't give two craps if I get hit by the fireball. Oh, what is he gonna do? Make me slowly lose my health? Oh, wow, what a tragedy. I just got a DM. Like, I don't give a crap whenever people, like, do that kind of stuff where they're like, oh man, Fong is throwing stuff at you. I'm like, oh wow, I don't care. I'll still dash. I think that's kind of the big thing though. Like, with the lower tiers, whenever a character does something, it doesn't discourage me. I'm just like, oh, that's a minor inconvenience, not, oh god, I'm scared. Like, when Fong hits me with a fireball and I run into it, I'm like, oh, okay. When Ed, like, hits me with a Psycho Upper, I'm like, how annoying. When Vega hits me with a Barcelona, I'm like, okay. Like, geez, like, most of these moves are just, like, more minor inconveniences. But, like, that kind of goes back to Laura, where, like, I think, like, her V-Trigger 1 stuff is really, really cool and complements her gameplay a lot. But again, she still has to risk a lot. She is a B-level V-Trigger character, but I think that she is solid for what she does, because her reward is high damage and good mix-up situations and very, very good Oki. But again, if she screws up one time, she gets hurt really badly, because she is just left wide open and you could just press your heaviest button and not give two darns. So Laura is good. Like, I think Laura is good. Not bad, not pretty good, just good, but not excellent. If we're talking about Season 2 Laura, I would put her higher because her standing medium kick now is okay. Her buttons aren't great. That's the other thing. Her buttons are not amazing. They are stubby. The gist of Laura's game is getting in and mixing people up, but to do that, she has to throw in a lot of dice, hoping that they don't, like, do neutral jump or crush her. But also, online, she's obnoxious, but it's because it's online. Just all grappler characters are obnoxious online. Okay, so we have Laura here. Dhalsim. I like Dhalsim in this game. He's kind of annoying. But I think, again, that's more of an online thing than anything, so I don't think that's worth talking about. I don't know why they made his EX Yoga Flame -8 on walk. I think that's kind of, like, weird, because I'm like, why would you need that? Like,
beverage while I'm talking. Yeah, like, I don't know. Oh shoot, it's playing the same song. But like, I don't personally understand why EX Yoga Flame is -8, it just makes it more unsafe. His jab options are okay. I think when you want to play
is like the ideal like Dhalsim like location. Like whenever you're playing like mid-screen with Dhalsim, you are being a complete and utter a-hole. Oh, that's too much wrong. But like, I think like whenever you are playing as Dhalsim, oh shoot, let me go get some ice. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Sorry. I will not drink a warm beverage. I will not drink a warm beverage. Anyways. So Dhalsim, his buttons are pretty obnoxious when he's in mid and far range, but when Dhalsim is close up, he suffers a lot. Like, Dhalsim just, like, has to play by the tune of people's drum. Or, sorry, the tune of the person's drum. And, like, his teleport can be pretty good at running away, but, like, I think it's only good, like, if he has, like, the read on the other player. But that like, teleport is very throwable. It is very mediable as well. I just dropped. Oh, okay, whatever. That is good alcohol. Anyways. He does alright damage. I like his resets, like, with jumping medium punch, but, most of the time I think Dhalsim, like, a lot of his power is just through, like, mid and long range, but, like, once you get on him, it's like, eh. He has one of my favorite, V-triggers in the game, because I think it is such a genius V-trigger for his character archetype, because, with V-trigger 1, it basically puts you in a place and it's like, okay, you have to sit still, or you're gonna keep getting gray health and hit. And I think that is such an amazing V-trigger because it fits Dhalsim's like character so perfectly, and I love it. I personally love it. And I think whenever Dhalsim does like V-trigger 2 is also great because it forces the person to sit still, and like it's like this undodgeable projectile that like with most characters you just have to either block or jump out of the way, but you can't like go through it or anything. And I think that's amazing. I think like a character like Dhalsim benefits so much as V-trigger. Because, like, it just perfectly complements his playstyle. And it's like a character move list that I feel is incredibly complete, and his V-trigger only makes them, like, that much better. And I think that's exactly what V-trigger should be doing. They should be, like, making a good character just, like, have just a little bit more oomph, just a little bit more strategy. Having a really strong move that, like, doesn't necessarily dominate, but it makes them more of a threat, but they don't have it all the time. And I think that's what makes it really smart. Is like, if you have that move that just doesn't do like too much obnoxious damage, but it's still like good enough that when they get it, you're like, oh shoot, I got V-trigger. Now I can really do some damage now. And I think that's where Dhalsim is. Dhalsim is a very, very balanced character. I think he is one of my favorite balanced characters. His what's it called? His spiral kick, I think I just fall for. I'm free to because I'm an idiot. I sometimes forget the height difference in the frame data, but it's fine. But yeah, he is very good. And I think he is working exactly as intended. Not great up close, because you shouldn't be up close with Dhalsim, but a threat at medium and far range with a V-trigger that makes his medium and far range still threatening, and has a great teleport that adds a little bit of mix-up games for people who are being impatient. So heck yeah, Dawson, awesome. Okay, so we're going to be beginning. This is a little bit controversial. I think Sagat is a lot better than people give credit for. I think the big thing about Sagat is he's a great defense character, and I think he like works exactly how he should be working, and I think he works exactly in like the same way Sagat has always worked. But I think the big difference is that Sagat in Street Fighter V is not exactly like Sagat in Street Fighter V is not exactly fitting in Street Fighter V's gameplay. If Sagat was in Street Fighter 4 this way, he'd still be one of the like most solid characters in the game, and I still think he's solid. I think like Sagat is just like alright, like in terms of the other Sagats. Like if you want to tell me what the best Sagat is, Street Fighter 4 Sagat, all time like strongest Sagat. Also, he was kind of just bullcrap in that game because of his damage. But like, oh CVS 2, oh yeah, CVS 2 Sagat was stupid. God dang, CVS 2 Sagat was amazing. But I think the reason why Sagat is like great or good but not amazing, like this is the good area now. This is good. This is pretty good. This is pretty good with big faults. This is he can do better. This is bad. I think the reason why Sagat is over here is because he just doesn't fit in Street Fighter V's big mindset. He doesn't have a great jump in. He's slow. He has to be more methodical, and whenever he's methodical, his reward is not that great, like, compared to other characters. Like, it's alright. His reward's good. He hits damage. But also, he has to do a lot of, he needs to do a lot of predicting. Like, whenever he does his V-skill DP, you can't just toss that out. So, like, you just have to wait until the right moment, or wait until the right combo and do that, and then just get a little bit more V-trigger. But, like, whenever you get that, it doesn't, like, really add up than other characters. Like, look at, there's, like, a certain character that, if you think about, they can just hit V-skill whenever they want. And, like, whenever they just hit V-skill, it just keeps on filling up, and it's fantastic, and she just gets all these crushes. But Sagat doesn't exactly get that. Sagat, like, has to, like, do a lot of forward thinking to get a lot of his, like, big damage. And a lot of Sagat's best damage comes from the other players screwing up, not because of Sagat playing offense. And that's really hard for a game that, like, favors offense. Oh, Sagat is so good. But, like, that's the thing, though. Sagat is good. Sagat would be better if he was in any other game, because Sagat is never meant to be an offense character, and I applaud Capcom for not, like, cracking and making Sagat an offensive character to make him fit in the game better, because I think if they do that, it would just, like, lose the meaning of Sagat. But he still has great projectiles. His V-trigger is actually pretty good, too, like, in terms of, like, combo extension, but I don't think it's, like, an amazing V-trigger. I think it's, like... Let's change some music, because we're starting to get repeating music. What's this song? Oh, this song's pretty good. But yeah, I think, like, Sagat is, like, one of those characters that, like, just would benefit being in any other game, but, like, he has still really good stuff. Like, I think his V-Trigger 2 is actually a really good continuation. His V-Trigger 1 has a little bit less use, but because, like, you can't really just throw it in neutral. Like, it's more of a, like, extension. Whereas V-Trigger 2 can have an extension, but also can act as, like, an Oki tool. I think it's pretty good. The thing that saves Sagat is damage. Sagat can hit like a truck, but that's, again, it's off of counter hit. It's off of defensive moves. AKA, your opponent has to be screwing up. So if you play a character that, like, is playing really patiently, and, like, a character that, like, just can completely stuff stuff, and a character who has amazing buttons and can just lame it out, like, Sagat, like, just suffers against that. And, like, Sagat, like, if he is losing, like, and the other character is starting to just, like, lame it out, like, all he does is just suffer. And that's, like, the thing that sucks for him. Like, he can't handle being lamed out. He can do the laming out, but he can't handle lame out, because, like, it's like, okay, well, this character is winning, so what are they going to do? They're going to lame him out. What's Sagat going to do? Do a jump in? Yeah, his jump in sucks. What's he going to do? Throw fireballs? Well, just block. Also, almost every character has an anti-fireball move. What's Sagat going to do? Charge V-trigger? You can throw it. Like, But when he gets that fantastic combo, boy oh boy does he do damage. And I still think he works as intended, and I think maybe just, like, buff him a little bit more, maybe, like, give him a better jump in, I guess. But, like, I don't want them to make Sagat an offensive character. I would be very upset if Sagat was a rushdown character. It would make me very sad, in fact. I think Sagat is perfect the way he is. Okay. So, Sagat, over here. There you go. Necalli, great character. He's just boring as crap. He has one of the best V-triggers in the game. I would say top 5 easily. I think the big thing about... Oh, wait. Oh, we'll still talk about Necalli, but I just saw a character that I should definitely put lower. I think the big thing about Necalli that just, like, kind of, like, sucks is the fact that his, like, range is a little bit crummy. But, like, I think his command grab is a great mix-up game. I think he has a great crush that just has amazing follow-up. He has amazing Oki. He has one of the best V-triggers in the game that just makes him a monster whenever he activates. The only thing he loses is that he can get chipped to death, but it's like, dude, whatever. Street Fighter V is a high-damage game. And also, his super gets an Oki pressure off of it, and it's such good Oki, too. Like, Necalli is an all-around solid character. I think the only thing that makes people not play him is just, he's just kind of vanilla. There's not, like, anything that makes you go, oh man, Necalli. He is so exciting to watch. No, he's just good. He's just a very solid character who has everything. And I think the thing that Daigo said is that if Necalli had longer limbs, he would definitely main him, and I could see that. I still think Necalli's great. I think he's, like, an A-level character in this game, and the only thing is just people just are bored of him. Okay. Falk is definitely does not... yeah, I'll put Falk here. Yeah, Necalli's just not exciting. He's just like, eh. So, I know this is controversial. I think Falk's fine where she is. I think the big thing about Falk is that she has simple inputs. And because of that, I think her, like, reversal is just, like, fantastic. So I would put Falk as, like, a great character. I think the one thing that sucks about Falk is some of her buttons are just, like, practically useless. Forward heavy punch is fine once or twice. You can't do forward heavy punch all the time, because if you do it all the time, you just get crushed. You can also jump over it pretty easily. But, like, if they made, like, Falk's moves a little bit more useful, I think she would be a fantastic character. But I think right now the big thing is I don't think people want Falk to be fantastic, because they're going to be like, oh, well, she's a simple input character. How dare you, Capcom? And I don't really agree with that. Like, but, like, I do like the fact that Falk's, like, anti-air is so good to do. I do like a lot of her move properties. I think the only big issue with Falk is that her, some of her buttons are just pretty much useless. And the conversion off of them is practically non-existent. And the other thing is that her V-skill sucks. It's a bad V-skill. She doesn't get any meter for, like, absorbing fireballs. If you want to end a combo with V-skill, it scales really hard. And she doesn't get that much Oki off of it. So it's like you're sacrificing a lot just to get more V meter. And her V-trigger is okay. Her V-trigger 1 is alright. Like, it works, but, like, it's not oppressive. V-trigger 2 is actually good. I think V-trigger 2 can actually be a pretty good comeback V-trigger, but you know what sucks about V-trigger 2? She has to activate it, and I think that is the stupidest crap. She should just have a free activation just like every other character. I don't understand why Falk doesn't have a raw activation like everyone else. Like, that actually hurts her a lot. Actually, I think I'm being a bit overzealous. No, I'll put Falk over here. Like, I think Falk is fine. Yeah. Like, I think, like, that's the issue with Falk, is that she's just, like, has to activate her V-trigger and combo into it. That's so stupid. I actually, sometimes when I sub Falk, by the way. Sometimes when I'm fighting, like, a Ryu or Gaia, I purposefully walk into the Fireball to activate V-trigger too. Like, that's so dumb. Like, why doesn't she just have a raw activation like every other character in the game? Why is she the one who has to deal with that? It's so stupid. Anyways, I think Falk is pretty good at what she does. Actually, I think, like, now the more I think about it, I'll put her as better. No. She's fine where she is. I think she is an above average character. And I do like her. The other issue that Falk has is I think she needs more combo routes. Whenever she gets a knockdown, it's like, okay, she's gonna meaty. Okay, so her only option is meaty and throw. just hold it. Like, literally, just take the throw. Hey, how you doing, man? I appreciate the tutorial vids you've been putting on YouTube. They've been helping a lot. Thank you. That's so cool. I really appreciate you saying that. That means a lot to me. The new Karin part is being worked on. I finished the recording. I am literally in the editing room. I will try to release it by next week. So look out for that. It's a good one, I hope. It's on Tenkoing, by the way. Anyways, I think I think Falk is good. I think Falk is actually above average. I just think the thing that just kind of holds her back is the fact that there's just some decisions that I don't understand. Like, her buttons could be better. Her buttons could be more useful. Like, they could have, like, more conversions like other characters do. Her V-Trigger could be better, in that... Okay, Season 4.5, just make it so V-Trigger 2 is 0 on activation. Just 0 on activation. Don't make it plus or negative. Don't make it minus... It was minus 48 when it came out. And it's like minus 22 or minus 24 now. And that's still terrible. Like, it doesn't really make a difference. I guess they can't dash up and then do stuff, but it's still not great. So, yeah, Falk is good. Could be better. Now, here's a character I made. It's funny, whenever I made my characters, I went from, like, top tier to, like, pretty good to lower tier. So I don't know what's my problem. If you think I would, like, go up. Okay. Sakura. I think people don't give her enough credit. I think Sakura, out of the upper mids, she's the best. Her limbs are too stubby. Kind of reminds me of a guy over here. That's the only issue that I have with her. Like, a huge issue is that her limbs are too stubby. And, again, her conversions are a little bit hard to do. Like, that's the big thing, is that she needs to work off of her jabs a lot. But man, oh man, let me tell you about Sakura's, like, damage. Sakura hits like a goddamn truck when she confirms. And imagine, she can get big confirms off of standing light kick and standing jab. Like, that is absurd. And then she gets Oki off of it. She gets down forward heavy kick, which is a great frame trap. She gets throw. She has one of the best throws in the game because her dash is so good. Her throw range is actually reused, like, if you don't know. Like, her throw range is pretty much reused, but she has one of the best dashes in the game. So it makes her throws, like, ridiculously scary, like, near the end of a round. But yeah, so I think her jab and light kick, and then her heavy punch and her heavy kick, I think those are amazing. Or, not amazing, but I think they're great. I would say her jab and light kick are actually pretty great. Or amazing. I would say they're some of the best. But her mediums are an issue. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. If they had, like, more range, they would be incredible. I 100% agree. That's the big old problem with Sakura, is that her medium range buttons are not good. They're not terrible, but they're not amazing. Like, imagine if she had Street Fighter 4 confirms. Like, I went back and played Sakura. I made Sakura in 5. And imagine if she did a low confirm into Shoryuken like she did in Street Fighter 4. It would be absurd, and I don't understand why her limbs are so short for her mediums. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, her lights and heavies are fine, but her mediums just suffer so badly because of it. And I think if she had better mediums, I think she would be high tier. And I think she's great. I think her V-Trigger 2 does so much ridiculous damage. Her V-Trigger 2 is so high damage, and it stresses me out whenever she activates because it's like ridiculous, and it only has 2 bars for activation. V-Trigger 1's also good too. V-Trigger 1's an amazing punish for V-Trigger. If someone does a bad EXTP Sakura, I have come up with some combos where Sakura, like, takes away, like, a third of Akuma's health. Sometimes even more if I go into Super. Like, that's amazing. Sakura hits like a truck. She has amazing Oki. The big issue is her neutral hurts. And that, in a game like Street Fighter V, it's funny because she has great offense, but, like, in neutral, she kind of suffers. Alright defense. Her defense is fine. She has good counter hits. But, man, if they buff her medium buttons, she will be a destructive menace. Also, I'm gonna call people out. Don't you dare play Sakura like you do with Ken and stuff. Speaking of which... yeah, I think Ken is there. I think Ken is kind of just, like, a character that's alright. I don't think he's terrible. His V-Trigger 2 is pretty good. He doesn't have the DP into V-Trigger cancel anymore because of the V-Trigger nerfs. So he can't do, like, this stupid stuff anymore. I think the big thing about Ken is that he's a risk character, so you need to, like, risk his overheads, because like if you do like if you do like his overhead stuff, the conversion that you get off of it is not like ridiculous. But like it does its work, it does its job. But like also he risks getting hit. Like the overhead is negative, and you can punish it if you block it. But the thing is, Ken can take you into the corner after a back throw. Like his back throw has ridiculous range. He can like toss you into the corner like just from like one bad move, and I kind of hate that because he kind of puts you in a mind game. I don't think Ken's amazing, but I don't think he's bad. The only thing that like kind of makes me not want to recommend Ken is like, well, if you're gonna play, why not just play Ryu? Or sorry, why not just play Akuma? So, anyways, he's fine. I think he's fine where he is. I kind of want to make a new column, so let's drag some stuff a little bit lower. Yeah, I kind of want to make a new column. So I'm gonna... No, these guys are mid-tier. I don't want to say that they're bad. So actually, let's... Yeah, I don't know. How do I do this? Because I want to actually have a spot. Actually... Here, I'll move Sakura, and yeah, I will move Sakura up, and then I'll put Nikali up as well. There we go. We're good. But yeah, Ken is a risk character, and like a lot of online Kens, I think it's just count like Ken's being silly. It's whatever. I had a Ken who did like, man, today I was playing ranked, and a Ken did like a full screen Tatsumaki into DP, into DP, into EX DP, and I just blocked, or he whiffed 3 of them, and I blocked 2 of them, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Stop that! Well, what are you doing with that? Like, you knock that off right now, young man. I am not impressed with this, and I want you to stop this. It's just silly. But yeah, Ken's alright. You could be playing other better characters. There we go. Zeku's good. I like Zeku. I think people don't use his old form more. I think if they used his old form more, there'd be more to write home about, but I think Zeku is a dang fine character where he is. I think the thing I really like about Zeku is that he has a lot of mix-ups, but also, like, in his mix-ups, he also has defensive options. I think he just has a good mix of everything. And I think that's, like, really fun about Zeku, is that he can play a good offense and a good defense. I think people kind of, like, rely too much on his offense, because, I guess, Street Fighter V. But, like, I think, like, he is one of my favorite design characters. And I think, like, the only thing that kind of is rough about Zeku is that his move list is a little bit split, which is kind of, like, the understandable thing. He doesn't have his offense and defense options in the same form, so that kind of makes it a little bit hard for him. But I think, like, Big Bird and Angry Bird have shown that Zeku has a lot of oomph, and I think that like makes it pretty dang good. And I love that guy. He's a very comfortable main for me to watch. I love Zeku players, except when it's ranked, because they sometimes get silly. This is one of the most downplayed characters in the history of this game. I don't understand why people say that Urien is bad now. If you think that Urien is bad, I want you to go into your room, open up a video, type in Urien comebacks, and then come back to me and tell me Urien's bad. Urien has one of the greatest V-triggers in the game. It's still amazing. It's not as good because he can't just throw it out like it's nothing, but it is still so damaging. He gets so much pressure off of it. It forces the other player to just stop playing their game, and he just gets so much damage, and the corner resets, oh my. Also, I think Urien's a character that's better online than offline because a lot of people take advantage of the specials that are very reactable offline, but like, he still does so much damage. His like, pressure is so good, his buttons are so good, he has one of the best anti-air conversions in the game. Like, I can't think of anything that Urien is particularly bad in. Like, he has a great crush button that has amazing follow-up. Sometimes he can crush, dash forward, and then do his, crouching heavy punch. That's so strong. What are you talking about, y'all? Urien's still fantastic. Shut up. Okay. Okay, yeah, this definitely needs to be a little bit lowered. I'm not gonna live in a world where I'm gonna call Falk high tier. Falk is not a high tier character. Yeah, I feel kind of stupid calling Falk high tier. I think everyone would yell at me calling Falk high tier. Including myself. I play Falk, and I can tell you she's not high tier. Let's just move them a little bit. There we go. And this is going to mostly be talking offline. I know that, like, online characters are a little bit different, but, like... There we go. Much better. Okay. Yeah. Urian's great. Shut up. Don't ever say Urian's bad. Cody. If he had good normals, I think Cody would be busted. His normals are alright, but there are two moves that I want to talk about. EX Zonk and V-Trigger 2. EX Zonk is +3. It's absurd. It's a pressure creator. The best way you can deal with EX Zonk is just to stop it at its starting frames, but man oh man, if you block EX Zonk, does it hurt. And, V-Trigger 2 is so great because it's literally a block and pray. I think it should not be a 2-bar at all. Like, I think V-Trigger 2 should be a 3-bar, and it should definitely not have as much charge as it does, because man oh man, does it just start this obnoxious game of block and pray. The things about him that are not great is that, again, his buttons are not that far range, and his reversal, even though it's a V-skill, and he can build meter doing that, it's so cool. The big issue is that it has a very, very limited range, so he can actually get baited on it pretty hard, and hurt because of that. But I still think Cody is really good, and I think, like, Cody is a menace. Okay, I'm gonna get a little controversial on this one. If this were any other game, I would put G, like, here. But this is Street Fighter V. You know what Street Fighter V really loves? Offense. You know what G has a lot of? Offense. His buttons are good. Like, they are pretty good. He has great pressure. He has great conversions. His command throws 12 frames, as our friend Smug lets us know. It's 12 whole frames of startup. But man, oh man, does G do damage and have Oki. He has arguably top 3 V-Triggers in the game. G's V-Trigger is absurd. Like, he gets so much carry off of his V-Trigger, and it's so upsetting how much damage he gets. He literally can grab you once from mid-range, and then you're at the corner, and you have to guess. And man, does guessing against G freaking suck. And man, does his V-Trigger last so long. It literally is a block and pray V-Trigger. I hate fighting G when he's in V-Trigger because it literally feels like, man, I hope I don't screw this up. Because, like, man, if I get hit, like, by G, I'm dead. Because, man, we were put in a really, really ugly situation. So G, fantastic. So Guile, fantastic buttons. His flip kick is absurdly, like, prioritized over stuff. I don't understand how good his flip kick can be sometimes. One of the best jump-ins in the game that sometimes beats anti-airs, and that's really absurd. I don't understand why Guile players go like, hey man, Guile, he's not that good. I'm like, shut up. I don't know what you're talking about. His V-Trigger 2, amazing. It does so much damage. It was such a problem last season, and it's still really good. His V-Trigger 1's great. The issue with V-Trigger 1, though, is that you need to actually, like, practice a lot of setups with it, so I can understand why people don't like that. But man, Guile's V-Trigger 2 rules. Guile as a character rules. He has so many plus buttons. His projectile is so good. He can play defense with the best of them, then he can play offense with the best of them, like a flip. Can you imagine if Sagat had that? Sagat will be right over here if he had the same thing as Guile. They made Guile go from a defensive character to having so much offense and defense. And I think that's kind of what annoys me about Guile a little bit, is that he just is solid at everything, and I think he needs to have some sort of huge weakness. Even his flash kick has a great autocorrect. Like, it is such a good flash kick, and, like, he just does so much damage off of it, and when he gets this flash kick, he gets, like, such good Oki, and he just forces this pressure on you, and it's so bad dealing with it. And, yeah, I think Guile is fantastic, but I'm gonna tell you, man, whenever a Guile player tells you Guile's not that good anymore, I'm like, hey man, that's not true. And you know what I say to that? I think Guile players downplay more than they hold down back, and that's where I'm ending that. Speaking of down players, god dang, shut up if you think Abigail's bad. Abigail is awesome. He has some of the best buttons. Yeah, he's really well balanced right now. Yeah, I agree on that. he still has some wacky stuff. Like, his jump in is so wacky. The fact that it beats anti-airs, I think they should make anti-airs better, so like if someone hits anti-air and jump in, the jump in does not get prioritized. I think that's wacky. But like, yeah, Guile's balanced now. I think he's still amazing, but I think he's balanced. But also, Abigail players, holy crap, Abigail players. His command grab, its range is shorter, but I think I agree with that because it like allows other people to pick like other grapplers and not just Abigail, because in the past Abigail was just good at everything. But now since he has a weaker command grab range, it like lets people prioritize Alex and Zangief, which I think is a great way to kind of like add a little bit of like. And you know what they say, variety is the spice of life. Like, but yeah, like I think that Abigail is still amazing. If Abigail is winning by a lot, he can lame it out. He has some of the best buttons in the game, and he's a goddamn grappler. If you ever see his conversions, they are absurdly strong. Like, he does so much damage off of his conversions. And like, have you seen Abigail's jump in? He does so much damage. I know it's not as good this season, but it does so much damage. He has such a vague crossloop that it's hard to tell sometimes. He's just such a strong character, and I think his V-Trigger 2 is great too now. It could be used a little bit stupid, yeah, but that's just every character. But like, his V-Trigger 2 damage, super good, creates pressure, makes some buttons safer. Awesome character. I think I like the idea of him getting nerfed because it makes other characters get prioritized. Also, when he was doing his charge punch and the armor wasn't getting him killed, I think that was stupid in the past seasons, and I think the fact that they removed that is all for the better. So heck yeah. Abigail, awesome. Colleen has one of the best V-Triggers in the game. It is such a strong... much a potential like for like doing resets. It does good damage. She just has options, and I think that's what's awesome about Colleen is that she has options. She's one of my favorite characters to fight against because her meta changes like from the standard Street Fighter V. You have to think about your jump-ins. You have to think about the buttons you're pressing. You have to think about your Oki. In fact, I think that's awesome. I think the fact that she makes you rethink how you do your pressure and your Oki is such a cool concept, and I think that like the fact that like Colleen is so cool in this game like just makes me, no pun intended, it just makes me excited when I see a Colleen play, because Colleen is always a character that just feels like, man, she has so many cool things going for her, and I love watching Colleen players. I'm gonna bump Sagat up here. I think it's Sagat. There we go, much better. But yeah, I think Colleen is so much fun. I love watching Momo. Colleen's corner pressure, I love just everything about her. She is one of the best designed characters in this game. I get excited just thinking about Colleen because she is just such a fun character to watch, and I think she is such a fantastic character Capcom created, and I hope more character designs like hers are in this game because she's just like changes the meta of Street Fighter V in a way that's exciting, because it doesn't just make you think about the standard, okay, well, knockdown, neutral, Oki. No, like, all of these things get shifted just a little bit to make you think about other perspectives that you wouldn't get from other matchups. I love it. I haven't talked about Chun-Li yet, have I? Pretty good V-Trigger. The only issue that her V-Trigger has is that she can get lamed out. Colleen's style belongs in every season more than his traditional SF game. All the dashing and double jump. It's so fun, though. It's so much fun. Like, I love watching that. Like, she's just such an exciting character. But also, to be fair, like, against Colleen's case, she, if she screws up, she gets hit hard. Like, her counter, her parry, it's a crush counter. So, like, if she messes up her parry, she gets crush countered. Like, it's so much damage you could do on her. But yeah, she's really strong. One of the best V-Triggers in the game. I like that they nerfed V-Trigger 1 when Capcom going, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You should probably pick V-Trigger 2, man. But yeah. Yeah, I love Colleen. Awesome. But yeah, Chun-Li. buttons are alright. Pretty good anti-air. Actually, it's a really good anti-air because she gets a side switch potential off of it. Kind of stresses me out whenever I fight her. She has good conversions. She does pretty alright damage. Only issue is that she's a bit basic. I do like the flip kick extension they gave her in Season 4. I think that was a very smart addition, but I think the big issue with Chun-Li is just that she's basic compared to everyone else. She doesn't have a lot of, like, nuance to her, like, mix-up potential like the other characters have. Like, it's like, once you block something, okay, it's done. It's over and done. Whereas with, like, other characters, it's like, oh, you block something, okay, well, there's 2 other things you have to think about. Chun-Li is, like, a character that, like, the people good with her are just really good at fundamentals. Like, they're really good at fundamentals, and they are carrying Chun-Li. I think Chun-Li is, like, one of those characters that, like, just hurts a little bit when it comes to, like, the general, like, game plan of, like, okay, well, Chun got this thing that she wanted, but now... There you go. Chun got this thing that she wanted, but man oh man, is she, like, put in a place that, like, she gets, like, pretty okay damage. Nothing like, man, Chud, man, that damage, Like, it's like, yeah, it's fine. She is a character that is for people who are really good at neutral, but they have to do a lot more work to get rewards that other characters can get, like, without meter, without, like, without, like, risking anything. Chun has to make a lot of risks to be good, and you can lame her out. You can lame her out super good. You can just, like, be like, hey, Chun, you know what? You activated V-Trigger 1 and you didn't do any pressure? That's nice, I'm just gonna dash back. And her V-Trigger runs out. It kinda sucks, but it is what it is. Chun-Li is probably the one charge style type that... Yeah. It does require a lot of brain work. I think people will call me crazy if I put Zangief as worse than Sagat. Yeah. Okay, so Zangief. Great. I still think Abigail is better. I know I'm on the minority on that, but I think Zangief works as intended now. Man, oh man, do I feel for Zangief means, because Zangief just, like, is a character that started off as bad, then he became good, then he became bad again, now he's good again, so I'm just, like, scared, because I'm like, oh man, what about the next update when that stuff happens? Are they gonna do the exact same thing again, where they make Zangief bad for no reason? Yeah, Chun is honest. Chun is very honest. But yeah, Zangief, like, he has to make his risks. He's a grappler, so of course the game that Zangief players have to play is, like, getting in and making callouts. But I think, like, Zangief's rewards are now, like, worth his risks. And I think that was, like, the big issue of he had to put so much risk to get, like, very little reward. And I think that's what made, like, his character, like, very bad in the previous seasons of, like, he didn't get as much chance to get in. So it was like putting his entire head out on the platter, hoping that he can just get in once in that round. And now he actually has some threat. And V-Trigger 2 is pretty good. V-Trigger 2 is a great damaging V-Trigger and makes some matchups, like, with lower health characters, like, a bit of a threat. Like, oh man, if Akuma gets grabbed by V-Trigger 2, you can bet your sweet face he's gonna be hurt. Oh gosh, you need to play some top Zangief. He really is close to the top. Can't count his bad matchups. Yeah. So, I think, like, the one thing that, like, I think about Zangief is, like, the reason why I wouldn't put Zangief, like, here. So, over here in these characters, I think these characters have bad matchups, like, really hurting matchups. All of these characters have some matchups that really, really, really suck for them. And Zangief is no exception. There's a character over here that kind of makes it really, 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 really obnoxious for Gief. There's a character that, like, just makes it practically impossible for Gief to do anything, and it just, like, is so obnoxious and he can't do anything. But, like, yeah, no, Gief, like, requires work. Gief's, like, butter churning is, like, his, like, reward, like, his combos and stuff are very simple, but, like, the game is him getting in. There are some characters that he just, like, his entire game is, I have to get in just at least once, and then maybe I'll have a chance to get my game started. Maybe I'll get a chance to play the game. Like, and that's kind of, like, the really frustrating thing about playing Zangief, is that, like, some characters he just can't get in on, and it's so, God. Like, but, like, I think the SPD is, like, really cool in that the 3 different SPDs give him different levels of Oki and damage, and I think that's fantastic, because EX SPD is good. Man oh Man is horrifying when he has V-Trigger 2 on it, but not every matchup can, like, benefit off of V-Trigger 2. Like, Falk is, like, not a character you want to do V-Trigger 2 on, but V-Trigger 1's good. The only issue with V-Trigger 1 is it's a bit linear, and characters like Hareen can just be like, okay, well, you're doing V-Trigger 1, I'll just wait until you hit me with the V-Trigger 1 on block, and I'll just V-Reversal, and then your pressure is over. But, like, he gets Oki if he goes for the full churn, because he gets EXDP, but also he can do forward headbutt into Lariat. That's good. Zangief plays exactly as intended. He's still very good. I'm glad that they made him better than he was in season 3. Like, it feels like Zangief's back in form. And Capcom, don't do anything to Gief. He is perfectly fine where he is. Don't nerf him. Just leave him alone. Like, just don't do anything to him. He is perfectly fine where he is. He is not broken. He is not absurd. He does not need any nerfing. He's fine. Leave Zangief alone. Let Zangief players, like, sleep at night. Like, just let them have their fun. They've had it so hard. But yeah. Zangief, still super good. Oh, now we're getting onto the dirty characters. These are the dirty characters. Best grappler in the game. By a mile. God dang, is this character annoying as crap. God dang, does she just need to get in once. This is the obnoxious thing about fighting Mika. Once she gets in, you're toast, buddy. You better start guessing. Oh, I'm sorry, did you press the button? You get crush counter. Oh, you know that charge kick? Yeah, it's super prioritized over most buttons. Oh, you got crushed, that sucks. She's gonna Irish whip you and take you to the corner. Oh no, that's really bad. Oh god, Nadeshiko's here. Nadeshiko is like the biggest joy kill in the entire game. You can be having like the time of your life and doing stuff, and then she's like, Nadeshiko! And then like the entire game just stops. You have to play in Mika's drum beat, and you have to respect her. Sucks. Mika, amazing. Oh no. No, we are not listening to Ruby music. But yeah, like, Mika is just so good. She gets so much damage. She gets so much Oki. She just has to get in one time and the match can be over. Like, yeah, she can potentially whiff, but the difference between her potentially whiffing and, say, like, Lara is that she has so much, like, damage control with Nadeshiko. And she just can play the game super safe, and then once she gets an anti-air, it's like, okay, now you have to guess. Oh, once she gets you in the corner, okay, you have to guess what side she's going. Oh, you have to guess, like, if she's going to crush you, if she's going to grab you, if she's going to anti-air you, and the anti-air does it has a potential reset. It's just like, man, I'm one of the people who thinks V-Trigger 1 should be a 3-bar. Holy crap, is it so good? It completely ruins the pace of a match. Oh, Mika. I wouldn't go as far as calling anyone brain dead in this game, but man, Mika does make me mad sometimes. Fantastic character. God, this song is so good. But like, so we're gonna talk about Menat now. Menat is a character. No, I think the difference between Mika and Zangief... So here's the difference between Mika. Zangief doesn't have a move that just locks you into place. Mika does. Zangief has to dash. Zangief has to move forward. He has to make, like, subtle movements that can completely be called out. Like, he doesn't have damage control. If Zangief makes a bad dash, he gets stuffed. If Zangief makes a bad jump, and he gets stuffed. Zangief can get put into throw loops. I would not in my life of me put Mika in a throw loop because I get horrified over the idea of like, oh god, I do not want to potentially put Mika in a throw loop because what if Mika gets out of the throw loop? Oh no, that sucks. I'm going to get hurt so badly. Like, oh no, what if Mika does like dash forward? Oh no, she can cancel into command grab. Oh no, she could press an Irish whip. Oh no, she can throw me into the corner. She has a move that just tosses you into the corner. Zangief could only dream he can have that. Zangief takes a lot more effort to get damage with than Mika, but like Mika like just has the power of like locking you down and forcing you to play her game. Zangief's game is getting in. Mika's game is forcing you to play her game. It's like, no. We're gonna play our game. And you're gonna like it or not. Zangief has to get in to say that. Mika can do that as soon as she gets Nadeshiko. But yeah, Mika, awesome character. Really strong. Cammy players need to stop downplaying the character. Cammy does absurd damage. She has awesome buttons. She has great, like, conversions. She is much easier than most of the roster to pick up and play. I like Cammy a lot in this game, but I think that at many points of the game she was too strong, and I think she's fine where she is. Maybe do a little bit less damage, but this is more of a Street Fighter V problem than a Cammy problem. But, like, if they kind of just reduced Cammy's damage, I would have probably be more satisfied. But I think right now she is in a fantastic place. Her Spiral Arrow, awesome. She has multiple variations that, like, have multiple enders. Cannon Spike, awesome. Air Cannon Strike, dude, you better be praying she doesn't know how to do Air Cannon Strike, because when she does it close to the ground, you just have to respect it and just block it. And it does so much... it does so much carryover into other stuff, and she just has some of the best conversions in the game. The only thing that kind of is not as good anymore is her V reversal, but she can't mash it anymore. And she also doesn't have as much throw loops, and I think that's fine. I think a character that does high damage for lower involvement in combos should not also have, like, throw loops and stuff. I think that should be, like, a reward for characters that, like, have to do a lot of work to get in. If they have a throw loop, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And I think Cammy, awesome character. I think she still gets, like, way too much of a bad rap. Also, her V-trigger, it's so good. If you block her V-trigger, you're like, oh, well, okay, I guess I just have to play this game of, like, just guessing what the hell you're gonna do. So good. Okay, now we're getting to the wacky characters. There we go. So, this is character bias, but Karin, ridiculously good. I think Karin has been top 10 good every single season. I think right now she is top 5, 6 good. She moves so fast, it's always like a throw loop. yeah. She can still do wacky throw stuff. Like, it's still, like, there if she has the corner. She can't do it at mid-range anymore, which I think no character should have mid-range throw loops. I think that's way too much. Cammy? Karin? Yeah, I think so too. I think, like, I shift around... Oh, I was about to say, why is Ryu here? Ryu's not top 5. I'll talk about Ryu after this. So, like, I think Karin always ends up with top 5 or top 6. I think she is 6th best right now. I think the big thing about Karin is she does absurd damage. She does huge damage off of lows. She has some of the best buttons in the game. Some of them, not the best. I think she's top 3 in buttons. She has amazing damage. She has amazing Oki. She has amazing corner pressure. She is a walking disaster if you just, like, let her. But here's the thing. You have to be good with neutral to play Karin. I think, like, one of the things that, like, I always say about Karin is you can't play her if you don't know how to play neutral with her. Like, you could try. You could definitely try. I didn't learn how to play neutral until, like, I was in Platinum. And, like, I can tell you, those matches were inconsistent as heck, because, like, sometimes you're like, oh man, I'm so good with Karin, and you're just, like, mashing Rasenha. But I think, like, Karin mains, like, have to, like, actually understand neutral to be good with her. I think most of her great stuff is because of her defense. I think Karin is defense with a capital D. She is so good at defense. She is a character that's, like, we're playing Street Fighter V, yes, the game that favors offense. But let me tell you about how my defense can cause you to lose 300 health off of one low. Don't ever do a bad dash on me. Don't ever do a callous DP. Don't ever try to jump in a million times on me unless you're like Kyle. Like, holy crap, she is so good. Yeah, no, I think so too. I think Karin doesn't have anything that's, like, broken. I think she is balanced. The only thing I could see people, like, arguing is doing less damage off of moves, sure. But I think that's the same about any top tier. I think Karin is at a perfect place right now, and I think she is so good. She is top 5 good. But you have to understand neutral to be good with her. Also, I'm gonna let me take a sip. Like, Karin, you just have to understand, like, really solid neutral to play with her. But no, you can do some wacky stuff with her, don't get me wrong. Karin's damage is wacky. Her corner game is wacky. Her throw stuff is wacky. Man, I'm keeping throw loops alive, and it's 2019. Capcom's like, we don't do throw loops anymore. I'm like, oh really, Capcom? Watch me do 9 throws on this guy in a row. Tell me the throw loops are dead, my guys. Tell me. Tell that to my face. Karin is ridiculous, and I love her. Oh, she is super strong. She is amazing. She's brilliant. The only 2 things that suck about her, one of them I can understand. Her V-Trigger 1 is not good. Her V-Trigger 2 is alright. No, actually, her V-Trigger 1 is alright now as well. I think it's pretty okay. It's like a C-level V-Trigger, and I don't mind that. I don't think Karin, who has amazing neutral, needs to have a comeback factor, because her neutral is her comeback factor. Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, with Karin, like, I don't think she needs a comeback factor, because she just is so strong in neutral that it's like, it would just make her broken if she also had a comeback factor on top of it. But, the one thing I do wish they made better, I think her anti-air needs to be better. Like, there are so many matches where she can just get some characters, even Ed. Ed can constantly just keep doing cross-up, and it's like, okay, well, I can do jumping light kick, and it's like, the Ed's like, well, I'm not really swayed. Jumping light kick, I'll do it again. And it's like, okay, Ed, alright, okay. And it's just like, I think if they just made her crouching heavy punch just a little bit. Yeah, but that's the thing, Hassan, sorry. Here's the thing that's really sucks about Karin's anti-air. There are some characters... yeah, she always has meter. Her meter building is so good. But here's the thing that sucks about Karin's anti-air, even with meter, is that there are some characters that can still win it. Like, Abigail can sometimes win it. It's absurd. Guile can sometimes win it. Birdie can sometimes beat it. And there's another thing. Some of her bad matchups are really bad. Like, Birdie's a really rotten matchup. Menat is super rotten for her. But, like, I think, like, even then, she can still have a chance. I think I would have more money on Karin beating a Birdie than, like, a Falk being able... Or a Zangief being able to be a Falk. Let's see. Oh, it is by a mile her worst MU. More like, work on spacing for better. Yeah, I think that, like, the thing is, like, there are a lot of matches, I wish I could just pull replays right now, but there are, like, a lot of matches, like, where even, like, Punk has mentioned, he's like, yeah, Karin's anti-air is sometimes inconsistent. Like, it is an inconsistent anti-air. If it was just, like, a little bit better. I just want her crouching heavy punch to be a little bit better. There's, like, been times where Chun-Li does her slide, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna do DP, and then the DP completely misses, and I'm like, oh, what happened? But yeah, Karin, incredible. I love her. Top 5 good. She has always been top 10. There is a reason why I still play Karin. Well, I'm a character loyalist. I don't really drop characters. I play Baiken and Xer. You can see how much of a character loyalist I am. But, yeah. Like, I think that's kind of like the thing, though. Like, Karin has always been good. She will always be good as long as Capcom doesn't, like, spite her. They have to be spiting her for her to ever be bad. But yes, Birdie is still a terrible enemy for her. Speaking of which, I think they're in the same level. What about Birdie can be said? Damages like a mother, has an amazing V-Trigger 2 that does a ton of damage off of Confirm and makes unsafe moves -2. Incredible V-Trigger 1 that links into many things. Baiken is always tough to... Yeah, exactly. There's a reason why I still main Baiken, Dizzy, and Melia. They're the best. They're always going to be the best. But, like, Birdie. Amazing jump in. Amazing damage. Amazing Oki. The one thing about Birdie, though, is that he requires a lot of work to be good with. Still, I would put him in the same camp as Karin of, like, you have to really have an intimate understanding of Street Fighter V to be good with Birdie. I think Birdie is not a character that you can just be like, okay, I'm gonna play Birdie and then, like, win. I can tell you, anytime I'm playing in ranked and, like, if someone just picked up Birdie, I can tell you it's not, like, a walk in the park for them, even though they're playing, like, one of his best MUs. Like, it's still, like, requires dedication to be good with Birdie. And you can tell a Birdie that's been playing since 2016 versus a Birdie that picked the game up at 2019 and just wants to be a part of the tide. Still amazing. I love what they did with Birdie. Maybe his fangs are a little bit sharper. Maybe make him do just a little bit less damage. But I still think this man, he is a man with a plan. He has amazing pressure. His can is great. His V-triggers are great. His buttons, man. His buttons are so beautiful. He is fantastic. Birdie, awesome, awesome character. Okay, now let's talk about it, Ryu, because I keep forgetting about him. There we go. I think that is as, like, fine of a... Ryu is fine now. I don't think Ryu's bad anymore. I think the big thing about Ryu at this point is that he is a defense character now. God damn, this song slaps. What am I listening to? Oh, it's Noel versus Jin. Yeah, this song's great. Sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, yeah, Ryu, he is a defensive character now. People will still try to play him like Season 1 where they jump in light kick, but I think that's more on Capcom than Ryu, because Ryu players have just been confused. They're like, what are we supposed to do with Ryu? Capcom, tell us. And Capcom's like, I don't know, man. We're drinking right now. We're drunk. Ryu, I don't know. But Ryu is like very solid at defense right now, and I like that he has different speeds of fireballs. He still does pretty good damage. The big thing that sucks about Ryu is that his V-Trigger 1 is not great, and his V-Trigger 2, for some ungodly reason, they made it a parry again. I'm like, why? He already has a parry V-skill, and that's not really great. But like, sure, man. Whatever, dude. But like, yeah, like, Ryu is pretty alright where he is. He is mid-tier, where, like, Ryu has always been. I didn't like what they did with Ryu in Season 1. I don't like the idea of Ryu being a rushdown character. I don't think Ryu should ever be a rushdown character. The mentality I always have is Ken should be the faster, more offensive Ryu. Ryu should be the defensive character, and Akuma is the character you put all your chips on offense and kind of just give up on defense. Like, you're like, okay, Akuma's defense is bad, so my offense has to be my defense. I think that's the mentality. Amazing defense, lesser defense, but still okay, and then bad defense, but amazing offense. I think that should always be the mantra of Akuma, Ryu, Ken. I hate that they try to make Ryu yeah, he's not supposed to be a bulldog. Ryu is not supposed to be a high damage jump-in character. I'm fine if he does like jump-ins, and I'm fine if he does like damage, but he should not be like this absurd, like, hey guys, I'm gonna jump in and there goes like 1,000,000 of your health. Like, no. But yeah. That is what I will say about Ryu. Ryu is fine where he is. I think maybe just buff him a little bit more, make his offense or defense a little bit better. I don't think his offense should be touched. Do not make Ryu an offense character. Do not. I will be very upset. Capcom, your mother and I will be very disappointed in you, Capcom. Man, this music is so good. Listen to BlazBlue music, play BlazBlue, love BlazBlue. Okay, now we're going to the wacky tobacco characters. Yo man, screw this character. They gave him a parry. Why the hell did they give M. Bison a parry? Amazing buttons, you have to block for 5 years. Sometimes I feel like opening up my copy of Crime and Punishment and just rereading it, because I'm like, oh, well, clearly... But, sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, they gave him a command grab too. They're like, you know, man, M. Bison is always like super good. Let's just make him even better. I'm like, what? Wait, what? God, like, M. Bison is so stupid. Like, I think they have to. Next season, they absolutely by 1,000,000%. They have to. They have to make his standing heavy kick be a lot less safe on block. That move should not be a neutral button. That should not be a button that you press, like, well, not neutral button, but that button should not be a, like, go-to neutral button for when you're playing. Like, when a character is pressing their medium kick and the other character is pressing their light kick and then M. Bison is mashing heavy kick, that's a problem. And he gets so much damage, so much carry off of it. Like, God, no, well, here's the thing. His dash is not that great offline. It's super reactable offline. You can actually stuff it. Like, I played Bison, not online, and I'm like, oh wow, Bison is a lot worse offline. He's still, like, amazing. He's still top 3, top 4. But, like, it becomes stupider online, of course. Hold on, I need to make another alcoholic beverage. This is what Bison does to me. It leads me to drinking. Give me a second. But, like, that's the thing about, like, Bison. It's just, like, it's frustrating fighting Bison because, like, everything he does is, like, plus, and it's like, okay, man, when's it my turn? He's like, oh, hold on, I'm still pressing stuff. And I know it does, like, pushback, but then he does... The fact that he does, like, crushing button into down forward heavy punch, and it's just like, dude, like... Well, no, it's like his crushing button, which is, like, standing heavy kick into down forward heavy punch. It's like, dude, are you kidding me? And people are like, oh, yeah, it pushes back. And I'm like, I understand that. But he has so much, and it's like, he needs to... He should not be doing crushing button into crushing button. It's like, you do your crushing button, the end, no more, bye-bye Bison. That's it. Okay. Oh dear, I made that drink too strong. So yeah. Like, if he does, like, crushing button into, like, crushing button, I think that's a problem. I think they should make it so, like, standing medium kick should be his go-to button in neutral, not standing heavy kick. I think standing heavy kick as, like, your mashing button, that's like Karin levels of Season 1, where Karin players were mashing standing heavy kick because it was just like, oh man, you get so much off of it. And it's like, I think that is... Oh, speaking of which, Karin's standing heavy punch is so good. I forgot to mention that. So many good conversions. Her freaking frame traps, oh my lord, they're delightful. I love this character so much. Anyways, with, like, M. Bison, I think, like, that's the really obnoxious thing. Like, he can press heavy button, heavy button, heavy button. What's it called? He can do axe kick. Just, like, you have to give him something that, like, hurts him. He needs to have accountability. And I think that's the thing. M. Bison doesn't have to have accountability outside of unsafe dashes. Like, the thing is like, oh, well, he needs to get in to do damage. But it's like, his buttons have so much reach. They're so plus. Like, something has to give. And my thing that I say he has to give, make both of his V-triggers 3 bars. No 2-bar crap. 3 bars. Full 3 bars. And then also make his heavy buttons, make his heavy buttons more negative. He cannot press it one after another. That is not... Amazing character. Also, why did they give him a parry? Take that away. Don't give him a parry on hit. That's so bad. I've literally done where I was like pressing standing medium kick and then I got mashed and then I'm like, oh well, I guess I got crushed by M. Bison's parry. I'm so silly. Whoops, I forgot how to. Whoops, I forgot. Bison has Bison privilege. Whoops, I'm silly. Yeah, that's the phrase, Bison privilege, that I want to use. Bison has privilege. And you better, like, respect the fact that he has privilege, or you're dead, my guy. So yeah, Bison, awesome character. Did I get a DM? I did. Sorry, I was checking my DMs because I got a DM. Anyways. But yeah. So... yeah, I think Bison is amazing. Just a little bit of nerfs. I don't think he's broken, but he is kind of silly. He's a silly guy. Ibuki would be a fine character if her V-Trigger 2 wasn't 2 bars. I think she's like... she has to put in a lot of work to be good with her V-Trigger stuff. Like, it's not something that you just hand to her. Sometimes, like... Ibuki can be wacky, but the thing is, she always has to work. She has to put in a lot of work. Yeah. No, I got you, man. Look, man, I got you. I understand where you're coming from. But, like, are you excited? Are y'all looking forward to me ranting about Akuma? I think everyone's just looking forward to it. I think, like, people who follow me on Twitter just know how much I hate Akuma. I think on my Twitter profile it just writes, I hate Akuma. So, don't worry. We're getting there. We're getting there. And these other people are excited to see me ranting about Akuma. But, Ibuki, I think, would be a character that wouldn't be, like, broken. Like, wouldn't be absurd. I don't want to say broken. She's not broken. But I don't think people would think Ibuki would be absurd if her V-Trigger 2 wasn't so absurd. Her V-Trigger 1's amazing too, but she has to put in, like, way more work than V-Trigger 2 as well. V-Trigger 2 also does take a lot of work. You have to be very good with V-Trigger 2 to do the wacky stuff. Like, I have fought a lot of Ibukis in Ranked where sometimes they're like, oh, V-Trigger 2, Fuma Shuriken, and then she does, like, crouching medium punch, and it's like, okay, well, I just blocked that, and then she does side switch. I'm like, well, yeah, no duh. So you actually have to do your stuff, but man, oh man, does she have her having multiple kunais being able to throw in at once. It can be wacky with the side switch that she gets whenever that crap happens. She is so wacky with V-Trigger 2. Her corner stuff, how many resets? There have been times where I have gotten reset 3 times in a row against Ibuki. Her resets are absurd. Her damage is absurd. She locks you down into the floor whenever she does her EX kunai. It's so good. I think one thing they could really honestly do with V-Trigger, with Ibuki is make V-Trigger 2 a 3-bar. I don't think they should change any properties about V-Trigger 2, but also by making V-Trigger 2 -2, it actually kind of was a kind of buff when you kind of think about it, because now that it's -2, it's in the -2 game of, okay, this is -2, but also I could probably do EXDP. Like, that adds like a different layer of mind games, and then she gets a knockdown, and then her game starts regardless. I remember one time I was talking to Shine about it, because I was fighting him on a stream, and he jokingly said, Ibuki is a character that I want to get wins that I don't deserve with, and that makes me laugh. I don't think Ibuki players are stupid. I think that Ibuki takes a lot of work to be good with. A lot of the amazing stuff you see with Ibuki with V-Trigger 2 is like hours upon hours upon hours of hard work, and I never want to devalue that. Like, every single person, look man, no matter which character you play, if you play from here to here, no matter where you are, if you are at like Ultra Diamond, if you're like at Super Platinum, if you're at like Gold and you're proud of it, good job. Hats off to you. You worked for it. Don't ever make people like make you think that, oh, I'm playing my character, it's carrying me. Just be happy with where you are, and it's as a result of your work. So don't feel bad about like your character. All right, I play Kari, she's top tier. Who gives a crap? I play Sakura, she's good. Who gives a crap? I play Baiken, she's bottom tier. Who gives a crap? I'm having fun. I don't give a crap. I will continue playing how I want to because it's fun. Okay, have fun. Anyways, that aside. But yeah, Ibuki, I think like they need to like remove her fangs off of like V-Trigger 2, because I think her game is so absurd with V-Trigger 2. And this is where I want to kind of bring in like V-Trigger 1 and 2 with M. Bison and Ibuki. What makes these characters so amazing with the top 4 characters is that using their V-Triggers poorly, with like 1, 2, 3, 4, like using these like guys as V-Triggers poorly doesn't mean Jack Smith. Because if they screw up, it's like, oh, the neutral gets reset. Oh, they still have a little bit of pressure, but it's not as good of pressure. They don't get held accountable. When this bozo screws up his V-Trigger, it's like, oh man, I'm in a bad spot. When this bozo gets stuck with his V-Trigger, it's like, oh well, I just like did EX and I just flew right in front of you. When this bozo screws up with his V-Trigger, he looks like the fool. When this bozo screws up, he does a bad overhead and then he gets hurt. All of these characters get held accountable for making stupid decisions with their V-Triggers. This Gomer, this Gomer, and especially this Gomer, they can play like really stupid with their V-Trigger and still not get held accountable like the other characters do, and I think that's what's frustrating. I think that's what they need to add with the top 4 characters, is accountability. I want to see Ibuki getting hurt by being stupid with their V-Trigger. I want to see M. Bison being hurt with his V-Trigger being stupid. I want to see Akuma especially be hurt. I want Akuma to be like right here. I don't even want him to be here. I want him to be like right here. No, I want him to be here. No. I want him to be like right here. That's how far down I want Akuma to be. I don't even want him to be on the tier list. But like, yeah, like the characters like don't get held accountable for like the top 4 or 5 characters. Like they just don't get held accountable, and I think that's like the problem. I think like M. Bison should be held accountable if he does a stupid dash with his V-Trigger 1, or does a Psycho Crusher that's bad. The unfortunate thing about Psycho Crusher is that at certain ranges it's punishable, not every range. So he can kind of like purposely make his range so you don't really get a punish, even though he ends it on a Psycho Crusher that's not exactly great. And I know it's like the argument's like, well, he has spacing. It's like, well, yeah, but also he has spacing with every other move he has. At least make him get a little bit more punished for being bad with his V-Trigger. Like, if he screws up, he should feel the pain of screwing up. I think that's what I like about other games with comeback mechanics. Like, Baroque and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom was always my example of you get a stronger character, but also you lose all of your red health. So if you're stupid with your strong character, like, it's like, oh, okay, now you get hurt. Like, I think people need to be held accountable for being stupid with their character, and I don't think that some of the top characters exactly have that. I think that, like, they can play, like, wacky and still, like, get away with it in the top, like, 4. But, yeah, make Ibuki more accountable, make it a 3-bar. Both their V-Triggers should be 3-bar, and I think it'll give them more incentive to play, like, V-Trigger 1, because V-Trigger 1's still really good. It's just, it takes a lot of work. There's this Ibuki and Grandmaster, I think it's called, like, I Heart Kunai or whatever. He still, like, runs with, like, V-Trigger 1, and he is really good with it. No, it's EX Kunai Thrower, there we go. He's in Grandmaster, and he, like, still rocks with V-Trigger 1, and he's like, yo, man, I just don't make V-Trigger 1 look good. And I'm like, oh yeah, you do. You make V-Trigger 1 look really good. And yeah, I think like that's the thing. They should help incentivize people choosing which V-Trigger. Not, okay, well this V-Trigger is just better than the other. Like, so I guess the other one can go screw off. Like, that's the issue with a lot of these characters, is that, like, I can think of a few characters, like Dhalsim, you can choose based on, like, situation. Maybe sometimes Balrog. Alex sometimes can, absolutely not. What are you doing with V-Trigger 2? Vega, what are you doing picking V-Trigger 1? Nash, it's like, whatever. No one plays Nash. Jury, V-Trigger 2. Jury, actually, there's a Jury player that I fought. I think it's like Madness. He's in Grandmaster 2. I keep finding these Grandmaster players who are very good with their characters. We play sets a lot together. I don't see him as much. I wonder where he is. But like, we play sets all the time, and he knows that I love churning my butter with Karin and just using her entire meter just for super. And one of the funny things about that was, like, there was one set that we played, and it was like a really close set, and he picked V-Trigger 2, and I was like, wait, what? Why did you pick V-Trigger 2? Like, what do you mean? And then I just realized, I was like, you piece of crap. You're just trying to make it so I can't use super. That's exactly what he was trying to do. And I was like, I just kind of just made a you got me face, like, alright dude, you got me. You just don't want me to use my super, and it just forces me to use my meter for not super. I'm like, that's so smart. Good job. He's like the one player who used V-Trigger 2 on Jury against me, and it was because he knew how much I loved ending matches with super, and he's like, hey, you piece of crap, that's on DTT. What are you gonna do? You don't have super anymore. I'm like, oh god, I guess I'll go screw myself and have to use meter for not super at the end of the match. That was... What a great Jury. He's such a good Jury. I hope I see more of him. He's fantastic Jury. He streams too, I believe. Go check him out. Shoutouts to Clegg Madness. Clegg Madness. Anyways. But yeah. So these characters, super strong. Ibuki, pretty good neutral. V-skill. Her V-skill is absurd. Overhead converts into so much damage. If her overhead should not convert that much. Other characters, if they get it overhead, it's like, okay, damage, it's done with, or it scales super hard. Speaking of which, Karin's V-Trigger scales too much. Anyways, with Ibuki, like, she gets an overhead that does a ton of absurd damage, and she gets a reset off of it sometimes. Sometimes she could stop it, and then go into kunai, and then just be like, hey man, what are you doing? Ha 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 ha. And I'm like, oh man, this sucks. V-skill is absurd. It shifts her hurt box back, and it's so obnoxious. Her heavy kick button, she can be mashing it all day, and it's like, oh man. It can be held accountable, granted, but like, it is such a like generous range she gets. I think that's the issue. Ibuki's too generous, and I think she should be more of a specialist character than everything she has being special, especially good, that is. That's a bad joke, I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, Ibuki, super strong. Kind of need to make her stuff 3 bars so people can have an incentive to pick. What can I say about Rashid? Rashid is like M. Bison, but like Capcom gave him like a couple of energy drinks too. They're like, alright, here's M. Bison, but here's like 2 monster energy drinks. And like, Rashid's like, glug, 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 glug. And then he's like, oh man, now I get to press every button I want. Now I get to do the Tatsumaki, or not the Tatsumaki, excuse me, the spinning mixer, and then I can go into EX spinning mixer. Everything I do is plus, but then if I do minus things, I can go into EX spinning mixer. Like, it is so like obnoxious fighting Rashid, because everything he does is safe. He has some of the best corner pressure. He is like M. Bison, but with like 5 monster energies drinks like down, and then like maybe a couple like mimosas or whatever, and he's like, oh man, I'm so strong right now. And then like, he gets that corner reset, he gets side switches, he can get out of corner so easily. Like, I'm like, alright Rashid, you piece of crap, you're in the corner. And like, when I do that, I'm like, alright, awesome, cool, now you're in a lot of trouble, Rashid. And then I do that, and then Rashid's just like, oh man, I'm just gonna do the flip out of the corner. I'm like, no, dude, what? No, get back in there! And like, his V-Triggers, he's another character, amazing V-Trigger. You know what you have to do against V-Trigger 1? You have to walk up and take the block because you get less mix-ups done on you. Isn't that a bit ridiculous? You know what V-Trigger 2 has? V-Trigger 2 allows you to do so much carry. Like, it is so strong and upsetting because, like, he does, like, huge carry. Whenever Rashid hits you and confirms into spinning mixer, he does, like, ridiculous corner carry, and it sucks so much. And man, That boy, he's so strong. And I think the big thing is Rashid just has to be more minus. Why did you buff him, Capcom? Did him not winning like Capcom Cup like give you an indication of like, hey man, maybe Rashid is a little bit like on the strong side. Like maybe that's a little bit of an indication that maybe just Rashid is a little bit too strong. Oh man, the song rules. But like Rashid just is like so strong, and he is not held accountable at all for his V-triggers. Like, at least Ibuki has to be up front. At least Bison has to dash. Rashid can do his V-triggers from, like, full screen. And, like, most of your anti-fireball tools, you have to be, like, the most, like, surgeon levels of precise to be able to do stuff against it. And it is so tiresome. Yeah, he just activates. And it's like, okay, now you just have to, you're just pressured. It's free pressure. And guess what? It's a 2-bar. Make both of them 3 bars, you guys. I'm sorry, if you have so many +1s, if everything's so safe for you, I don't think you should be also be handed one of the best V-triggers and get two shots off of it. Like, Something's gotta give, my guys. Something's gotta give. But yeah. So strong. Okay. But yeah. What else about Rashid? Am I missing anything? His Eagle Spike is so strong, and you're like, oh man, well you can punish it. It's like, no, but if he has V-Trigger 1, he can. Y'all are waiting for Akuma. He like Eagle Spikes you into the corner, and it's like, man, it's so much damage, man. It has so much pressure, man. Like, he can make it safe with his tornado. Like, I have fought Rashids where it's just like, okay, tornado activation, Eagle Spike, Eagle Spike, Eagle Spike. And I'm like, why did they buff you again? Excuse me? And he does so much damage, and he can do resets. He has throw loops, he has corner pressure, he has side switches. Like, something has to give. Why did they buff him again? Anyways, that's it. We're done with the stream. So, yeah, we're all good. Yeah, there you go. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna take a big sip out of my alcohol. Actually, I need a second sip. Oh man, that drink is strong. I made it a little too strong. Anyways. Oh god, I can feel my throat burning after that chug. Whew. Okay, note to self, put less strong. Anyways, God dang Akuma. God freaking dang it. Hold on, give me a second. I'm just gonna open up Twitter videos. Give me a second. You can follow me at S on DTT. Oh man. Oh man, the Kuma tech of not letting me open up the video. I want to show this video of Akuma being bullcrap. Is that, yeah, there you go. Look at this crap. Yeah, this is fair. Yeah, that's 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 fair. Oh, surely it's over. Yeah, surely it's over. Oh no, it's still going on. Yeah, this is fair. Yeah, this is fair. Yep, nope. This is still fair. Yep, that's fair. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, I can still win this. Yeah, low health in Street Fighter 5. Like, whenever people do that, I'm just like, dude, like, it's Street Fighter 5. Like, low health is just a given for everyone. You can get, like, stunned in, like, 2 combos. Like, who cares? Like, I'm not gonna be like Akuma players are bad. Like, they're not. Like, they're all fine. They're all valid. But, like, boy, do I get frustrated when I fight Akuma. Like, god dang. Oh, let's see. Whoa, what was I doing? I was complimenting an Akuma player? Yeah, no, I just, like, any single time, like, I see, like, Akuma, I just want to cry. Like, yeah, Akuma's perfect. Remember when Akuma players were complaining because they, like, nerfed, like, one tiny thing about one of his buttons? They're like, you ruined Akuma's, like, core game. And I'm like, shut up, Akuma mates. Shut up. Like, I'm just, like, making a face. I'm like, Man. I want to listen to a good song again. But, like, yeah, like, just, like, Akuma, like, his buttons are so good. You know what's bullcrap about Akuma? He has that corner... Yeah, I do. Every single day I cry when I think of Akuma being in this game. And the funny thing was, I used to play Akuma. I played Akuma in Street Fighter 4. I played him in Street Fighter 3. I loved Akuma. I played him in Marvel Super Heroes vs. Street Fighter. I loved that man. And he betrayed me. He betrayed my trust. But, like, here's the thing about Akuma, like, relative to the other characters and why, like, Akuma is so, like, absurdly strong. The reason, like, Akuma is so absurdly strong is, like, his buttons are super safe. They are so safe. And he can cancel into so many things. He has so much potential off of one confirm. And then he has some buttons that have some ridiculous priority. His forward punch, it's so good. He has one of the best... I was about to say one of the best Akumas. He has, like, one of the best crushes in the game. It does so much damage. He can just press crouching heavy punch, and sometimes he just, like, outright gets a kill. Like, I'm like, wait, what? Like, how, what? And Akuma's like, yeah, welcome to Akuma. And I'm just like, wait, what? Yeah, this is a great song. But, like, and it's, like, so frustrating whenever, like, I see Akuma, because it's, like, half his buttons are incredibly safe. He gets absurd priority off of his moves, like his flip punch in the forward direction. He has a parry, because, sure, why not? Because screw you, that's why. He has incredible damage. He has some of the best damage in the game. Sometimes he doesn't even have to use meter. Sometimes Akuma's like, you know what, I want to preserve all my meter, because screw you, that's why. And, like, he just, like... Oh, I need another sip. Oh god, that burns. I need to get better at my drink mixing. Then again, I wasn't using my jiggers because my jiggers are being washed right now. I was washing them, so they're not dry. So I was measuring my alcohol by my eyes. That's never a smart idea. But anyways, Akuma just, like, does some absurd conversion. You know what I hate? You should not be able to get an empty cancel into, like, into V-trigger. That is so absurd. That should not exist. You should not be like, okay, I'm going to completely stop your pressure because I don't want you to do this. Like, there have been so many matches where I had to just hold it because I'm like, okay, I'm almost stunned him, and then he does empty fireball into V-trigger, and you know, if you jump, you're going to get TP'd. If you walk forward, you're going to get hit by the fireball. It is so absurd how safe it is. That should just not exist. They should completely remove that from Street Fighter V. Outright, maybe the second best, third best V-trigger in the game. He gets no accountability for just throwing air fireballs. There's, like, maybe two characters, or a few characters that can do it, like Falk's one of the characters. I guess, maybe Cody? I don't know. I think Cody can get hit. Karin definitely can. Karin just doesn't have an answer. She has to jump with him and air-to-air it, and it sucks. Yeah, he has every single tool. And then he also has more. His corner combo does ridiculous damage, and what he does is he can gray health you, and then make you lose that gray health. He can ignore scaling. I'm just like, dude. Here's the thing about Akuma. If he had amazing offense, that's fine, but he has amazing offense on top of amazing defense. He has one of the best anti-airs in the game, which converts into one of the best conversions in the game. And if he has V-trigger, he can do that. Anti-air, jump in there, fireball, DP, and then you have to guess. And that's, like, so bad, and he gets mix-up options, like, as if that wasn't enough. Like, He just has... Oh, man. Let me see what link you sent me, Hassan. Hassan, I gotta see what you got for me. This song is so good, by the way. Oh, okay, we're gonna watch this soon. I haven't seen this match. I'm gonna put this song back to the beginning because it's such a good song. Okay, let's watch this together, y'all. Also, the people who, like, beat me with their Akuma, I'm never gonna, like, call them out and be like, hey, man, F that. Like, no, good job, you beat me. Oh, it's Mike Too Strong's dojo. I love that guy. He's such a nice guy. Man, this Zangief, man. The Zangief's good. Alright, you got this. Oh, no, he didn't get the follow-up. Oh, that sucks. Uh-oh. Demon Flip! I forgot to mention Demon Flip. That is such a criminal move. Look at that. Look at that pressure. Oh, you piece of... Oh my god! Oh my god! He got too close to the sun. Oh man, I gotta watch that again. I gotta watch that ending. He could have won. What did you do? Why did you do that? I like his username. It's funny. Oh, he really shouldn't have done that at grab. I love that. Yeah, that's me. I'm about to screw up. Uh-oh. Man, I'm so good at this video game, I'm about to school this guy. Oh no! There he goes! Oh man, I feel so bad for that Akuma, but also he should not have taunted. I get the idea of taunting during a set just to get to them, but you should really be careful. That's awesome. Oh, look at that. Gief is such a good boy. I love Zangief players. I love Gief players. Like, I can never play, like, grapplers because I have to play fast characters, but, like, I love Gief. Let's look up some bullcrap videos. Hold on, let me see. Akuma is broken. I think that's a good, like, search thing. Akuma is broken ranked. Ranked Akuma comeback. That's all. This is all Tekken. I don't want to watch Vesper. There you go. Let's see how this guy's comeback is. Sure, why not? God, why do I keep getting nostalgia critic videos? So, when I go to bed, I have autoplay on, and it just plays videos on autoplays to help me, like, go to sleep, and then my computer turns off after an hour, and for some reason, it played the goddamn nostalgia critic when I woke up, and I'm like, I don't want to watch that. Oh, shit, I wasn't paying attention, sorry. What did you do? Yeah, okay, yeah, see, that's misleading. Like, that's the issue. Okay, so, it should be going here, so, like, that's, like, the trajectory I want to see, so... See, like, that's so misleading. And then he gets a full conversion. Oh, yeah, as if that's not enough. Oh, man, that wasn't very optimal meter usage. It's alright, though. This dude's in silver. Like, that's a very impressive combo for someone in silver. Oh, no. Rude. Rude dude with an attitude. Rude. That's so rude. Oh god, I don't want to watch Chris G. He's a loser. Okay, Akuma comeback with like 5 exclamation points. That has to be a good comeback. Oh no, screw both of you. If you both are using Akuma, I don't give a crap. But yeah, like, Demon Flip has a name, and Demon Flip is so good. Oh, okay, you know what? I'll stop ranting about Akuma after, like, this song is over. So, like, as soon as the song is over, I have to stop talking about Akuma. But, like, the Demon Flip is so goddamn strong. And people are like, oh, just block. I'm like, hey, have you played online? Like, online makes it really hard, by the way, and also that flip has, like, so many, like, follow-ups. Like, how am I supposed to know? Like, also, thank you for this link, Asun. Like, I'm gonna like that tweet and just watch it, like, repeatedly. Like, holy crap, man. It's so frustrating whenever Akuma does, like, just a follow-up after follow-up after follow-up after follow-up. His Tatsumaki, super strong. EX's immaculate. He doesn't even have to use EXs sometimes to do his damage. He doesn't have to do the EX sometimes. It's so absurd. Best V-Trigger, one of the best V-Triggers in the game. V-Trigger 2 is pretty great too, but it's like, you know what? It's not V-Trigger 1. That's the only thing that makes it not good. He has an A-level V-Trigger 2, and the only reason why it's not good is because V-Trigger 1 exists. It's like, what are you doing, my guy? But yeah, like, he's just so goddamn amazing, and they have to nerf. And you know what I think? Here's the list of things. Remove priority. Crouching medium, crouching heavy punch. Definitely should be more negative. Remove the bullcrap DP into, remove the bullcrap fireball into V-Trigger. Cancel. That's stupid. Remove the scaling thing where it's just like, hey man, I'm just gonna ignore scaling in the corner. Remove the fact that he can do like his what's it called, his red fireball combo. Like, it should not do as much damage of like, hey man, I'm gonna do my red fireball corner combo where it makes you gray health and then lose that health. Like, sure, you can do that, but like, at least scale the combo. That guy does so much damage, and that's the issue. Akuma, on paper, Akuma should always be the character who doesn't have good defense but an immaculate offense. But he has immaculate offense and immaculate defense. But I can probably tell you Akuma mains are like, no, Akuma's like here, I guess. Like, he's alright. And like, we're all just like, yeah, okay. Sure, man. Yeah, this is the Akuma mains tier list. No, actually, the Akuma mains tier list is like here. They're doing God's work. What? I hate Akuma. How could you ever come up with that conclusion? What? Hold on, let's go through my Twitter, by the way. Let's just go through S on DTT's Twitter. Let's just search it. What's my password? Just move this here. I don't need people to see my... Oh, that's not my password. Oh, that's for my other account. There we go. Let's just see how many times we mention Akuma. Or how many times I mention Akuma, not you guys. Okay. I hate Akuma. Akuma is so stupid, holy crap. Oh yeah, I was mentioning that this combo made me get motion sickness. Akuma. Do you sometimes feel like even when you're confident in your lead that you're still losing fighting against Akuma? Akuma did 2 demon flips in a row, then tried to do CRHP. I do not understand Akuma players, nor do I want to. Oh man, amen, brother. What's it called? V-Triggers, Yuri, and 2 mirrors that force a gas and pressure in the corner can lose 50% health. Ibuki, multiple mix-ups that can make you lose 70% health at chest corner. Akuma. This is all just from April. Akuma is one of the most broken pieces of crap. Oh wait, this is when I was trolling. I was just trolling the tier god. Oh man, oh, okay, that was just me complimenting Broly Legs. Broly Legs is such a good player. I am happy. Never let Akuma win. Oh, that's not hitting. If my kid plays Akuma, or can I not teach you that? Oh yeah, because I was mentioning I'm going to teach my kids how to play Street Fighter, but if my kids are like, yo, Dad, can we play as Akuma? And I'm like, no. Oh, this was my punish that I came up with Akuma. See, you could do some ridiculous damage with Sakura. Like, look at that. That's a good damage. Akuma. Under Night, Guilty Gear, and BlazBlue are my screw Akuma games after Street Fighter betrays me. Yeah, that's just... If anyone sees me playing Akuma on Street Fighter V, do not at me. It is only to make money. Fight money. Do not at me. Oh yeah, that was when I was trying to make fight money. I was being nice to Akuma. He's cool. He ate Akuma. Oh, that was when I was talking about Boar. When did I make that? Oh, 2016. Akuma. What did I say? Weirdly enough, I felt like it was coming. But the news for Akuma in Tekken made me excited. Yeah, you can tell that's not me. I've grown. Oh, see, I was playing Akuma. Let's watch this. I'm just getting like distracted now. I just want to watch myself play this game. Oh, this is when I was bad. Oh man, please don't judge me. This was when I was bad. Oh, I think it was when I was fighting against Akuma. Yeah, Akarian's V-Trigger is not great. Oh, I was playing Cammy. This is when I was really bad. I want to still play Cammy Street Fighter 4. Let's play... Man, I'm going to play Street Fighter 4 tonight. After this stream, I'm going to go play Street Fighter 4. Don't laugh. I was so young back then. Leave me alone. I learned how to play afterwards. Spiral! Oh. Don't laugh. Yeah, remember when Akuma didn't have good defense? Yeah, I do too. He was so cool in Street Fighter 4. Yeah, see? I just DP'd through it. It was a trade. I'll take it. Yeah, I'm gonna play Street Fighter 4 after this. I love that game. Oh, I'm so lucky. That was not on purpose. I was trying to cannon spike and I just happened to like ignore the super. This is such a good outfit. Like, hold on, I'm gonna see, this is a good outfit so I don't look like a pervert whenever I'm pausing here. Look at this. Like, this is so good. I want this stupid jacket in like for like Cammy and like Street Fighter 5. Like, please make this outfit like DLC. Like that UK flag jacket. It's so good. This is like one of the best outfits in the game. Yeah, see, and I never felt embarrassed using this outfit, so I'm like, see, I'm not a pervert. Just wearing clothes. This outfit's so good. Oh, see, there you go. Oh, there you go. I'm playing Street Fighter 4. I wonder if I could do one-frame links now. That was a little bit before my time of learning how to play the game. Okay, there we go. Now I know how to play Street Fighter. Okay, I'm trying to get under the fireballs. Okay. Alright, good job, Aslan. You throw counter twice. Okay, I'm not as stupid as I thought I was. Okay, never mind, I'm really stupid. Okay, never mind, I'm double stupid. Oh man, never mind! I'm the smartest player of all time! Whoa! Aslan DTT. 2013 Aslan DTT. No, 2012 Aslan DTT. Still out of control. Actually, it might be 2013 because of Ultra. Yo, this Akuma's like, yo man, you dead. Oh, what? And I suck. This game's awesome. I love Street Fighter 4. Oh, look at that, he's like, yo man, I'm gonna do that. Now my meter's all gone. Finish! Let's see. What do I do? What do I do? Am I smart? Am I smart? Do I do a smart man thing? Okay. Oh, that was big brain. Easy. I was gonna go for super. No. Okay. See, this is how you could tell this is a different era of me because I bait like a mother now. I want more alcohol. I've only had 2 drinks. I want more. Oh. Oh, he missed. That's unfortunate. I don't think he can do it with that strength of DP. Nice! Good stick throw. Oh. Oh man, this Akuma's good. Nice. I'm such a scrub. I was such a scrub back then. See, like, around this time was when I wanted to learn how to play Street Fighter. I played, to be fair, I played Sakura, Rose, and Ryu. But, I liked using Cammy, like, as a secondary. Oh, do I do Super? I bet I do. I loved doing Ultra back in the day. Oh, that would have been a great time to go Ultra. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. Big brain. Gigantic brain. Finish! Do they have the wind poses? I like one. Yeah. Cammy's so cool. God, her eyes were so big back then. Okay. What else do I say? My Akuma drawings have... See, I am pain and I will teach you the meaning of Akuma. See, I would have never said that these days. I am Akuma. Oh yeah, that was back when I made an Akuma signature. Yeah, that is like so far back. That was back when I was bad at Photoshop. That was back in the forums. Cheap spammer. Oh, November 2011. Okay, we don't need to go back then. Okay, that was back when I was like a teenager. Screw that. We don't need to remember that. That was back when I was like 16. I don't want to remember that. Nobody does. Anyways, this is my tier list. Thank you so much for joining my thing. I would never say the phrase spam these days. I'm so sorry. I apologize to all Street Fighter players. If y'all want, I can make another tier list tomorrow. I was going to actually make a 2-tier list today, but I ended up talking way more than I thought I was. That's me. I love to talk. But if y'all want, later in the week we can do another one of these discussions. I had a lot of fun, personally. I thought this was awesome. We got a lot of people coming in, too, talking. Anyways, I'm going to do a quick plug and say, so my capture card goofed up, and it's too bad, so sad, but I am saving up to get a new capture card because my Elgato died from, like, a very long time at this point. Like 8 years? Yeah, it's an 8-year-old Elgato, and unfortunately it has died. And I am looking to get a new Elgato because I wanna be able to stream with my Elgato and not off my computer because it's a little bit harder, and I like streaming off my PS4. It's very nice. And I stream tournaments off my PS4 with my Elgato, like weekly tournaments. Anyways, so I'm going to be trying to save up for the new Elgato, but it might take a little while. So I hate doing this, but I opened up a donation thing, and you can find it below. And you can also like follow, or you can also like sub to me on Twitch or like cheer or whatever. Actually, cheering and subbing is better because it like goes to it like directly. But anyways, point aside, I'm gonna be using all that money to buy a new Elgato, and the goal right now is $120. And I'm hoping to, by the next month, try to see if I can make that much money. And all that money is going to go towards the Elgato, and it's going to be going towards my Karin guides, and it's going to be going 100% towards, like, for the stream. It's not going to be for, like, myself. I'm not going to buy, like, anime with that money. But, anyways, I'm going to be trying to see if I can reach that donation goal, and I always appreciate you guys, and I will tell you 100% that, like, with like the donations and stuff, it will never be like, I will never release Karin videos and be like, hey guys, this new Karin guide, it's only accessible if you like donate X amount, or if you're part of my Patreon or whatever. Like, it's 100% optional, and if you do so, I appreciate the kindness of your heart, and if you don't do so, I just appreciate you guys being here and chilling with me. Y'all are amazing, but like, I will try my best to try to get a new Elgato because I really do want to make more Karin guides, and I will 100% do my best to try to see what I can do. But anyways, I'm gonna try to do more donation stuff just to cover for the Elgato, and hopefully I can get back to making Karin guides off my PS4. But anyways, I appreciate you all being here. We can do another one of these in the coming week. And again, I apologize for like bringing up like donation stuff because I hate doing it, but like, I don't know. It was kind of me thinking about it, and I was just like, I really do want to make more Karin guides, and I know a lot of people come to my YouTube channel and sometimes may stream with the intent of me like doing Karin guides and just Street Fighter V guides in general, and I will 100% with all my power make sure that to help everyone improve. Like, that's always been my goal. I want me to improve, but I also want everyone else to improve. I'm always happy whenever I see other people getting better at the game, and if y'all ever have questions about it, just hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on Twitch even. I'll be slow to respond on Twitch because I don't know how the messaging system works very well. But like Twitter, Discord is probably the best way to get at me because I will 100% see it. Twitter, I'm sometimes slow as well, but like Discord, I will 100% see it and then reply as fast as I can. Anyways, y'all are fantastic. Thank you all for joining me. We will be doing another one of these later in the week. And thank you. There were so many people who joined. We had like 12 or so people. That's so awesome. I just have fun talking to you guys. And we'll do another one of these tier lists maybe over the week. Maybe on Monday or Tuesday. Because I am streaming a tournament tomorrow. Or I'll try. I have to do it off my PC version of Street Fighter V. And my computer sets on fire if I try to stream Street Fighter V and my stuff at the same time. And XSplit at the same time. But we shall see. Anyways, y'all have yourselves a good night. I will make sure to save this tier list and I'll post it on Twitter. But thank you all so much. I'll catch you all later. You guys all have a fantastic night and make sure to brush your teeth.